Hi friends, thank you so much for joining with me. I have a very exciting product today. I got the new Hermes Plein foundation. I have the box here as well because obviously for Hermes, something that's so luxurious, you have to keep the box for a while. And I note the box here is also very conscious because it's just a very small box like this. And inside we have the glorious orange box of Hermes. And inside there's no excess packaging, which I think is very environmentally conscious for Hermes to have a packaging like this. From the new Chanel seasonal collection, I got the 2 single eyeshadows, which we'll be trying out today as well. Also a new lipstick from Estee Lauder. I believe this is only in the Asian market because I just received our overseas package today. This is their shade called 128 Quietly Defiant. Looks like this. My tip of my bullet is a little bit squished. Starting with the most exciting product today, which is the foundation, I'm just going to do a little shake. This is the packaging of the foundation, and the top has that beautiful Hermes logo. The shade I have here is in 07N Karlin. And as you can see, that's a dollop. It's not so runny, but it does kind of drip down. Now it is advertised to apply this foundation with the brush that it comes with, also your fingertips, hence why I'm using the fingertips option. I have used this foundation twice already. I received it 2 days ago and I have been using it at home. However, I've been just using it at home, so hence why it isn't a strenuous trial of this foundation. That's the initial application on this side of the face. As you guys saw, I did have to pat out because it does streak a little bit if I just blend it out like this with my fingers. So you do need to pat out the areas that you applied the foundation for it to sit very smoothly. The foundation is scented, but I do find the scent quite soothing. I don't find it to be overwhelming. And for me, it does not linger on the skin. This is the initial application of the foundation. As you can see, there is luminosity for this foundation, but I do find the luminosity does go down to a velvet finish. So I do need to powder on top. The powder I use has to be a moisturizing powder because it does melt, or it does kind of matte down on your face. Have to conceal a bit around the mouth, and using the new Chanel concealer again. This is the shade B10. Before I powder, I want to use a blush. I'm using the Haus Labs Stick Cream Blush in the shade Glassy Ginger. Applying a touch on this part of my hand here. Just using this as a mixing palette and melt the product down as well, and going in with my fingers. Just tapping the blush out on the apple of your cheeks, and what I've been doing is actually bringing the blush more upper, like the upper portion of the cheeks close to my eyes here, and also more center. Just find it to be more youthful this way. Now powdering the complexion, as I said before, for this foundation, it does matte down, so I'm going in with a more moisturizing powder. This is the Kogan Do Sheer Moist powder, and using a brush, fluffy brush, first the center of the face where I get most oily. And I just tapped a very light layer of powder all over the face. Even though it is a sheer moisturizing powder, you guys can see immediately it brought the shine down. Because the foundation itself, it does set to a more velvet matte finish. Closer look at the complexion now after setting with powder. Going to prime my eyes and do my brows off camera, and we'll be back. Back now with the brows and lid done. And these are the two Chanel eyeshadows. This one is in 257 Grass Rose. And here is 267 Brun Rose. Here's a swatch of the two eyeshadows. This one is 257 and 267. Very different feels. For these two eyeshadows, there's definitely a more pink tone to it, so more cooler. Therefore, I have to go in with more of a lighter hand. But I'm really grateful that these Chanel eyeshadows still come with this sponge applicator, because I find Chanel's sponge applicator the best. For 257, I could only apply a very small touch, so using the sponge again to the inner corners here. Because the pink tone is quite obvious, it's so pink to the point that it's showing up as lilac on my lid. And because it does look quite rosy on the lid, I have to go in with more of a muted matte shade. And using my trusty Makeup Forever single eyeshadow in the shade 160 True Truffle, and it's just basically a blending shade. Just need to apply a touch to the outer corners to mute down that rosiness. To finish off the eyes, I'm using a cream liner. This is from Too Cool for School. It's their new Art Class Smudge Edge Liner. As you can see, there's a little smudger brush down here, but I don't find it to be too useful. But the liner itself is really great because it's super long lasting and it does not smudge or crease on me, which is a miracle for a liner stick like this. Going to curl the eyelashes and apply some mascara. Finish the eyes and onto the lips, and I've been seeing a lot of videos on Nina Park's makeup style, especially focus on the lips. So I'm grabbing my Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in the shade Anywhere Caffeine. A beautiful rosy brown shade like this, and to contour the lips first. That's the lip line, and what I want to do is grabbing a stick contour like this, a small stick contour, and just going below the lip. On the center, right there, and above on the cupid's bone as well. Hopefully that works out. Grabbing a smudger brush like this and gonna blend out the edges first. I want to apply some more of that lip liner to the upper lip area, to the cupid's bone, almost overlining. Onto the actual lip now, grabbing the lipstick and applying just to the center of the lips first. Because the lipstick is quite pink in tone and the liner is very matte neutral, this will create a contrast. But I do think I still need to go in with more of a rosy pink shade to the very center of the lips. Using my Tom Ford Slim lipstick, this is the shade in Atilier Red 155. And it's great because it's such a small tip here. And applying this to the very center. Almost dabbing to the lips. That's the lips done, and I feel like a little more blusher. Grabbing the Pat McGrath Labs blush, very old school here, in the shade Fleurtatious. I almost want to create an eye blushing effect, so right below the eyes. This is the finished makeup look. I feel it's very rosy and romantic. I really love the lips. It is very kind of blurred out, kissable, very messy kind of lip look. And my cheeks are very rosy today. For the eyes, I do like the eyeshadow, but I think I feel that it's a bit more rosy. I do prefer that Brun Rose shade more than the lilac because the lilac is quite stark on myself. But the foundation, as I said, I've been wearing it for about 2 days now, bumming around at home. The temperature in Sydney has been quite stable, so about 25 to 30 degrees Celsius, but it has been quite humid. For this foundation, I do really recommend it for the spring summer season and not for the drier winter season, because this foundation does matte or dry down to a more velvety finish. And if you have a more drier complexion, I do recommend to moisturize your skin, prep your skin really well before you go in with this foundation, because for myself, I have a more normal complexion but a very oily T-zone. For this foundation, I find on myself it sits very beautifully throughout the day, but it does not get overly oily or dewy. So even with my oiliness that come through, this foundation is able to control it even with a more moisturizing powder. So that's my initial thoughts for this foundation. The look right now, you guys can see it's still very beautiful on the skin. I feel it's very comfortable. It does not feel heavy at all. So as the name implies, plein air feels invisible on the skin. So this foundation does perform per the name and also the product description as well. I've been enjoying this foundation for the last 2 days that I've been trying it. I haven't tried it in a full 12-hour day in the office yet, so I don't have my thoughts on that. But if you guys have any questions regarding any of these products that I tried out today, do leave them down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. A little favor that I have to ask from you, please do like and subscribe down below. It's a little click from you guys, but it means so much to me. Thank you guys so much again, and until next time, remember, beauty radiates from within. Hence, you're beautiful. Bye.